Nothing, and I mean nothing, is going to prepare you for the truths I'm about to share in this video. Here are 3 things that no one tells you about sickle cell disease. This isn't the usual information you would find on Google. This is real from my personal experience and stories of other warriors. So, let's get into it. Not everyone with sickle cell goes through extreme pain or extreme complications. Yep, you heard that right. Not everyone with sickle cell has had major crises or complications. Now, sickle cell affects everyone differently. For some people, it's intense and frequent, while for others, it's mild. Now, let's talk about some of the factors that affect the severity of sickle cell in people. Number 1 is the type of sickle cell they have. There are several types of sickle cell, and HBSS is the most severe and most common type of sickle cell. Now, the second thing that affects the severity of sickle cell is their level of fetal hemoglobin, which, by the way, is a type of hemoglobin that babies have, which help them carries oxygen from the mother's blood. So it has been proven that people with higher fetal hemoglobin levels tend to experience fewer or even less severe sickling episodes. Personally, I fall under the mid category. I had my first crisis when I was about 18 or 19. That was about 10 years ago. Since then, I haven't had any major crisis that landed me in the hospital for days. But that same year, I developed a complication called the vascular necrosis, which basically means the bone tissues die due to lack of blood supply to the bone. So it causes pain, it causes lack of mobility, and it can be disabling. Yeah. But before that, I was pretty much a healthy kid. Maybe I'll talk about my childhood in another video, but for now, let's get back to number 2. People hear sickle cell and instantly think pain and struggle. Especially here in Africa, the stigma is still very loud. Here's the truth. Bad days happen to everyone, not just people living with sickle cell. Although some people have worse days, some people have bad. But the point is, a bad day or even a bad week does not mean a bad life. There are so many people living with sickle cell that are living their best life. They are building careers, they are traveling the world, starting a family. There are a lot of good things that are happening to people living with sickle cell. Just that a lot of them don't always share their stories, and that's okay, that's fine. It's 2025, guys. We should all know by now that with proper healthcare and proper healthy lifestyle, people living with sickle cell can have a fantastic life. In fact, would have a fantastic life. And if you're someone living with sickle cell and you're watching this, here's your reminder. Only you can create the best life for yourself. Find what makes you happy and do it unapologetically. Of course, there may be things you do differently, and that's okay too. Now let's go to the third thing no one tells you about sickle cell that you need to know. Sickle cell impacts every part of your life, and I mean every part, like every goddamn part. At different points in my life, I had different dreams. There was a time I was into singing, I was into acting, into blogging, playing basketball, different things, and now content creation. I have genuine interest in these things, but if you wonder why I didn't pursue them, well, it's obvious. Because of my health. I once went for an audition, and by the way, if you're an actor in Lagos, you would know how crowded an open audition is. So I went for this audition, and the crowd was so much, the stress was so much, like they were moving people from year to year. The stress, the crowd, the anxiety, everything just made me feel sick, and I could not go through with the audition. I left the audition ground, and I think that was the last audition I ever went. I tried basketball too, but I had to quit because I was feeling too much pain in my thigh during trainings. In fact, even after training, I still felt pain in my thigh. These are just few ways sickle cell has shaped my career path. So when I say sickle cell affects every part of your life, I mean it. Now, financially, your money may not be stretched the same way as others. There's hospital bills to consider, there is supplements if you're into supplements, there is diet if you want to live a healthy lifestyle and all of that. There's your diet, there's just your overall wellness, and then there's your routine medications. So sickle cell also plays a lot of role in your financial life. So When I say sickle cell affects every part of your life, I mean it through and through. So these are just a few things no one told you about sickle cell, but you need to know. And also, if you learned something new, please share this video with a friend. Don't forget to like, drop a comment, and subscribe to more contents like this. Thanks for watching.